Dr. Prabhu. 001, Mr. Josh Neal, our coordinator, Brian, and a warm welcome to all the invited guests. I'm Teresa from our from Malaysia, your MC for tonight. I'm sure many of us have been waiting eagerly for this new episode from our renowned speaker, Dr. Prabhu. This evening, the topic is water and energy. It's going to be episode 49. Before he begins, allow me to bring you good news from the company. Please pay attention. There will be new packages for the various company products. Okay, Brian, you have the list? Yes, here you are. First, the package A, placing an order for a water device is 4,800 ringgit Malaysia. That is Sing dollars 1,600, 37,000 Taiwan dollars, and for China, renminbi is 7,900 with 800 PB. Can you see that? Okay, and then the second package is package B. It is 1 unit of terahertz smart instant with hot water dispenser and a unit of terahertz water device. That will be priced at 8,800. And for Sing dollars, 2,801 are 65,000 for Taiwan dollars, 13,640 for China renminbi with 1,300 PB. So, if you recruit a new customer on your left and a new customer on your right, a terahertz water device, the matching bonus will be 50% of 800 PB. That will be 400 PB. That means it will be 400 US dollars. Next, if you recruit a new customer on your left, purchasing package B, that is 1 unit of smart instant with hot water dispenser and a unit of water device. It is compulsory, okay? It is compulsory that your new recruit on your left, and the right must also be purchasing the same package, that is package B. 1 unit of smart instant and hot water dispenser and a unit of terahertz water device. Your matching bonus will be 50% of 1,300 PB. That will be 650 PB, 650 US dollars instead of 400 PB. And if you have one order of package A on your left and one order of package B on your right, then the matching bonus will be counted according to 50% of 800 PB. That applies to the other packages too. And the company has also come up with the packages for allowing the old members to use the consumption points. Okay? Please refer to the list given. We are thankful that the company has also promoting some superb, wonderful health products. Do take a look. And if you would like to know more details, please refer to the person who invited you to this Zoom. Okay? And now, our evening speaker, Dr. Prabhu, is a man of many profiles. He's an NT specialist, human biowork analyst, a member of world-renowned medical group, a consultant to hospitals and doctors. He's also a contributor especially through medical journals and magazines. Busy as he is sacrificially meeting us every Sunday evening. Thankful to him. Yes, not forgetting, he's an epigenetic wellness consultant, which I think many of us would be the first time knowing about the term epigenetic, right? I discovered he's a person also with uh, a lot of researches. He does lots of researches, exploring new things. He also did lifestyle analysis and stem cell therapy too. So this evening, the topic of the episode 49, water and energy. Believe it, water means energy. So let's invite our awaiting speaker for this evening, Dr. Prabhu from Golden Hands Epigenetic Solutions. To you, Doctor.
Very good evening, Madam Lee.
Good
Today
evening,
was a
Doctor.
different approach. I was excited to see so many products down the list. When last year it was a single product with our terahertz device, and but now today we have so many products which has come in line. I think it will be good for people to, look for different business models and the different what do you mean the instruments and the devices which can be used for their day-to-day activities. Coming back to our episodes, already this week is 49. It's a little bit exciting for me. I feel nice because the next week, once I complete, it will be 50. So hat 50 is half a century. I think it's a good what I would say is an effort as a team with Terahad's company and myself been working together for 50 weeks. It's a beautiful journey. So now coming to the situation where water plays such an important role that there are a lot of questions, queries in your mind. I think today it will be a little different presentation as water and energy, and water is energy, and energy has to have water to conduct the energy, and it's a vice versa situation. So water being one of the epigenetic factors, it plays such an important role in our day-to-day life that without that we all cannot move forward. We need water. So saying that, what happens, we need to understand that nature is already existing, so we don't need to do anything separately for the nature. And nature, it's just look at this beautiful picture, nature at its best. Yes, now there is something so beautiful that water at its rest is a mind-boggling zest for every soul, because when it's calm, there are a lot of things you can see, there are a lot of things we can enjoy. And in that way, when the water is calm, there are many information the water is trying to tell us. So in the same way, when we are calm, there are a lot of things we also can absorb, when we also can perceive a lot many more things than with our limited five senses, what we try to most of the time assess and trying to get information with our five senses. But when you go a little beyond being calm, you will enjoy every moment of life on this planet earth. And of course evolution of your soul happens, and then you will be amazingly a successful beautiful soul on this planet earth. Saying that, when you look at this picture, what do you feel? You should feel that someone is jumping into the sea there, right? It's a deep ocean. Now what happens, most of us, I don't know how many of you all would venture out into scuba diving, where you can go and see such a beautiful thing. What the world outside you and me are seeing down here is nothing. Actually, the moment you go down deep the sea, you will really see, and all those beautiful creatures which we can't even imagine are all living under the sea, deep inside, and they don't come to the shore at all. Especially if you go uh, around 5,000 feet below the sea level, you can see some amazing creature. And there are a lot of beautiful things, and on the YouTube you all can go and pick it up. Now, what is that water and energy is all about? It is like a like the twin, like our DNA helix, wherein two things join together. You cannot separate it. So that means when I'm talking about water and energy, it's always together. So when it's always together, we can't separate it. If energy is there should be water. If water is there should be an energy. So see, it's something like that. When we are talking about this water energy, what is that we need to understand is the basics, simple information. What I would like to share here is something for you all, for the years to, something amazing. 70% of the earth's surface is covered by water. That's everybody knows. 97% of the earth water is salt water. Can you believe this? 97% of the earth's water is salt water. The remaining only 3%, actually it is not 30%, it is 3%. I have made a mistake there. The next is 68% of the fresh water is frozen. It's frozen. Then the remaining 30% is underground, and only 2% is in the surface. Now you and I, if you are getting a clean drinking water, can you imagine? We should be so blessed, isn't it? When we are covered with 70% of the water, and that too 97% is a salt water, and out of that only 3% we are receiving from the earth is fresh water. And out of that also you can see so much is frozen. And what is the percentage of water we are getting now? What is the biggest thing on Mother Earth is usage of water. 100 gallons per person per day. There is a country which is using like this, left and right they are using water without any even feeling they are using so much. Just imagine one person is using this amount of water. I don't want to mention which country it is, but let me tell you, whichever country we are sitting or which you are belonging to, you should know how to conserve water, because conserving water plays a very, very important role. It's an individual independent responsibility. We all must take responsibility of this, because in the future already you are seeing we are getting what is that, bottled water being sold in the market. But a day will come, finally you won't even get tap water, you will have to buy the water. This is already happening in India, where people are buying the water, and so much of adulteration, so much of misuse, and so much of not good vibration of water. It's all existing there. But when you and I are enjoying a water facility for us to drink, what we need to understand is we need to be a little conserve in what we are doing. And then of course we utilize this water to the best of our abilities, so that we help our body to hydrate, and then help our organs to do their job in their own little beautiful ways, so that we all can live a little bit of healthy lifestyle. Saying that, when you're looking this particular triangle, the water of course can be used for energy as well. On the other side, if at all you want to grow food also, you definitely need water. But at the end of the day, when you are going to consume food, what happens? You do get energy as well for your body. Isn't that beautiful? That means there is a cycle between the water, the energy, and the food what we are eating. So saying that, what happens is we all need to really, really respect if you are getting little bit of water for you to drink, for you to take shower, for you to cleanse your body. All this means you are a blessed soul. There are a lot of many peoples in many countries where they don't have a proper water for their basic needs. So in that way, at least when you are getting a good water, so the next thing what will happen is, you need to understand that I was talking about the energy. When you have a water, it can be used to generate electricity. That means you use, like what you see there in the photograph here is there is a dam there. Dam is constructed, and then from there, when the water is allowed to flow through the turbine, what happens is it generates electricity. So here the water is made to flow from high to low, and thereby it helps us to produce electricity. Once again, electricity can be used in so many ways. Your homes are being electrified, and then you are able to use your lights, you are able to use your refrigerator, aircon, so many things. But it's ultimately the water which is what is helping us. Of course, today you have a solar system, there are so many other ways of producing electricity, but water has been one of the basic things where we use it for the producing of electricity. But here what happens is our company came out with a different prospect wherein you are looking at, there is a resonator and the water is still there, it's not moving, right? It's in a jug. So what happens, you are using a resonator, and then when you resonate, the terahertz waves are being emitted from the device, and then it is spread on to the water, it is resonated to the water. When terahertz is resonated to the water, what happens to the water? The water automatically changes its molecular structure. Now this terahertz device is so beautiful that the frequency is quite low. That means it's not much harmful when it is being resonated. And when the resonation happens, definitely there is a change happening in the stagnated. That means the stand full water, there is a change happening inside. The molecular structure changes. That means it becomes smaller molecules. Now this is where this particular water has been resonated, and the advantage of this resonated water is it produces a high energy inside the water molecule. And what happens when there is a high energy, when you consume it also automatically there is a good benefit of it. So how do we prove that? How do we, I think in the beginning where they were showing the dowsing rod thing which I have been demoing, for me checking with the dowsing rod is habitual. Actually I become, wherever I go, without that I cannot move around, because for me the energy thing is a very very common. So what did I do? I just did the experiment around 2-3 days ago. Now I'm checking the energy of the tap water. It is not filtered water, just mind you, it's just a tap water. Now what was the vibration you see there? It's just 1 inch only. That means when there is an energy, it has to open up. The water here is lower energy. That means if you are looking from the energy point of view, you cannot drink this water. You drink this water, definitely there won't be much energy. But here, can you see this terahertz water? It's a our water I terahertz it. Can you see the vibration? It's almost 18 inches, fully open. Isn't it beautiful? Now when terahertz water has got such high energy, what are the things it can do? We just tested it. So what I did is I kept the tap water next to the terahertz water just for 1 minute, not too long. Just for 1 minute I kept it along, and then what I did, I once again rechecked the energy. What happened? The energy from 1 inch went up to 15 inches, almost 15 inches. That means this particular water has tapped the energy from the our terahertz water, and then it conveyed down. That means anything from higher goes to the lower. It's automatic actually. So now this tap water became energized water. But definitely I won't allow anybody to drink this water because it's not filtered. There it might contain lot of toxins and heavy metals and other things. So I won't advise anybody just directly tap water and then you keep it next to your thing and you drink it. No, this is just for experiment sake. I just wanted to show you that this terahertz water is a high energy water, just to show you that. So when this water you consume, what will happen? Automatically your cells get energized. So what I mean to say, this on the left side what you see is the birds of the same feather flock together. That means if you are in a high vibration, automatically you can imbibe the same vibration to the other people next to you, and they also will feel nice. So you need to be in high vibration, so that when you are, when you are moving around, definitely the people who are all around you also will automatically feel happy. But when you're talking about consuming this water, the water by itself is high energy. But would you be able to continuously drink terahertz water and then maintain the energy? It may be a little difficult. The reason is, whatever said and done, even though the terahertz water is such a high energy one, you are drinking it, your mind is something more powerful than the terahertz water. What it will do is it will neutralize. If you are thinking negative, automatically the water molecule will change its vibration and then go into a lower frequency. So here you giving all the positive affirmation and positive vibration plays a very very important role. So come what may, here this tap water didn't have a mind. So what happened? It didn't have a mind, it just kept it, then automatically the high energy passed on to the lower energy. But in the same way, you need to be really, really high energy so that you should be able to transmit the same high energy to the people around you. It takes not 1 2 years, it may take many years for you to attain to be optimistic, very positive, and then make your life much more meaningful by being positive. Saying that, let's go into the ideal drinking water. What is an ideal drinking water? It must be drinkable, wherein the pH must be around 7.5 to 8, and your total dissolved contents will be around up to 200 is still okay, agreeable. Then other than that, the ORP has to be minus, always it should be minus. It can be from minus 100 to 200 to maximum it can go up to 1000, minus 1000 ORP. If you're talking about minus 1000 ORP, your alkaline pH, your pH of the water should be somewhere between 13 to 14 minus, that is when your water can be with that high minus ORP, oxidation reduction potential. That means it can donate one oxygen to all your cells wherever it gets comes into contact. But ideally for every human being, if you can get a minus 200 is good enough. Now this you can achieve by using, if you have a very good quality bamboo salt, 6 burn, what you can do is try with half a teaspoon to 1 teaspoon, mix it in 1 glass of 200 ml to 300 ml of water, and then when you check the ORP, it will be minus 200. I have already checked all this. So salt, this particular bamboo salt is one which can bring your ORP to the minus 200 level. Other than that, of course, your water needs to be very clean, free from bacteria, viruses, parasites, and it should not contain any heavy metals, pesticides, and chemicals. Now, terahertz wave, of course, this is a very new technology, but what I notice is there are a lot of companies which is coming out with their own product, with their own branding, and they call it as hertz water. The name, if you can in a Google, if you go, you put hertz water, you can see many companies are out there. But ultimately what will happen is, whatever products are coming in the market, does it have the certification, does it have all the required documented proof for us to use it for our human consumption? All this needs to be there before we even look into, because a lot of products, if at all if you are buying online, you will not get any kind of certification, you will not be able to get any kind of support when you are talking about business. There's a lot of issues down there. But if you have a company where they can provide you with whatever detailed information regarding the product you have, that will be good for us. So here at Terahertz, definitely we do have all the provided certificates from the company is already there. They have done the whatever basic laboratory testing, everything they have done. So in that way, terahertz application over the water, our company was the first to come out with it, and then a business module. There are a lot of other companies down there, but let's not get into a competitive situation where we go on talking this company is good or that company is good. If today here we are on this platform, terahertz one, we just be here, see what are the good things available, take it, and then we move forward. So terahertz has been used in the mobile industry, aviation industry, medical, customs, and it can be used in many other fields which is already in the process of bringing into the market. But for us, water is down there. Let's see how it can. Now the device what our company has manufactured is, it's a sole manufacturer wherein we have the company working along with us. That means the company is involved in our business down here. That means they have invested the money. So in that way it's much more easier, because this company will not produce the same product for anybody else, because it's their own baby. So they have done the research, their upgradation, everything has been done by our company. So it becomes more easy for us to trust and move forward, because all the research process, the certification process, our company knows better. It's not that they are buying it from someone else and then just putting the name and marketing. So it is the most biggest advantage for every one of us, that we have the company as a part of the business module. They are there inside, so it's much more easier. And this is the third generation device which the company has brought out. And as you see in the beginning, where you saw our tabletop model, which is much more smaller, easier, you can leave it on the table, and then you can boil the water. You can get an instant boiled water for your coffee, tea, or even to mix your milk. There are so many beautiful features which this new device is having, and certification is already there. Now, very important, you need to understand that this is not a medical device. Now, why it's not been taken as a medical device is when you want to take an approval for a medical device, there are a lot of criterias which the company has to fulfill. But maybe in the future, if the company can fulfill all the criteria for an MDA medical device, I think it should be easy for us to then promote it to the doctors for them to give it to the patients, or we can do some clinical studies wherein we can get more information that this can be used on the patients. And other than that, it is not a filter. People should understand that whenever you are talking about this device, you should let them know that it is not a filter and it is not an ionizer. That means it will not create an alkaline pH water. It doesn't create an alkaline pH. Why I have to repeat this is because if whatever pH water you are resonating, that will be the pH of the water, because terahertz by itself will not change the pH into a much higher or lower pH. This is very, very important, you need to understand. And it is a resonating device, nothing else. It's just a resonating device using a terahertz technology to resonate the water or any other liquid. You can resonate your alcohol, you can resonate your milk, you can resonate your coffee, resonate your tea, you can resonate your soup. It's innumerable. But if you are already using a resonated water for your coffee, tea, you don't need to re-resonate, because by itself resonated water, when you boil it, still maintains the same degree of those molecular structure, and definitely the taste of the coffee or tea will be different because it's already resonated. But if you have used a normal water for your coffee or tea and then you want to resonate it, you can resonate the coffee or tea. But very important is, do not keep a hot coffee or a tea and then keep the device over it to resonate. Please don't do that, because the hot fumes going inside can spoil the terahertz device inside the unit. The chip inside will be spoiled. So please do not use any hot vaporizing stuff to resonate. It should be cold or to the normal temperature, then you can resonate it. Other than that, okay, what's happening is, when you look at the device, see, these are all little more details which just for information you can know. Our devices emits 0.96 terahertz waves. If you look at the picture here, it can vary from 0.6 to 1.4 terahertz, and it's a very low frequency, and our device on an average gives out around 0.96. That's good enough. Now, when it resonates, what happens to the water? So, as I told you, the water, this one was normal tap water is around 120 hertz. That's the frequency of water. Now, when you resonate it, it becomes 7.6. Now, what the experiment I showed you, that the water which you were keeping, that is our terahertz device, and then automatically when you are using the same water just next to it, where you're keeping next to it, it imbibes the same energy of the terahertz and then it takes over. But as I told you, tap water is not directly able to, you cannot consume it directly, because it may contain what you say, your heavy metals. Maybe when there are this water, what happens when there is a exchange of energy, the hertz might be exchanged. But when you're looking at much more detailed part of it, definitely we need to look at the lab results by doing all the, see, everything can be done, but we can actually send it to the lab and then get more information from the water, what exactly happened. All these needs time, but I just did a casual experiment, and this is what I noticed. But maybe now I'm just thinking, probably we can send it to the lab and then get to know what are the changes we can see just by keeping the water next to the terahertz water, what has had happened. So those things, it's all still in the pipeline wherein we need to work on it. What are the properties of terahertz resonated water is very simple. The water becomes, like what I'm telling you, is a filtered clean water. When it is resonated, you can have all these properties. What happens? Antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal, antioxidant, anti-radiation, and it has a low viscosity of minus 680. Angulation increases by 5 degrees. So between 104 to 109 is good frequency. Now, but when you're looking at 106 to 109 is a live water. That means when you drink that water, it's same frequency as our human body cells, so it matches together and it synchronize in whatever functions we are looking at. And the water molecule size also is 2 nanometers, is very small, so absorption is 3 times more faster than the other bigger molecules. So if the water absorption is more, so what happens? Your BMR will increase. BMR is what? Basal metabolic rate at which every cell starts functioning. If your cell is supposed to function at 100, just example I'm giving you 100. But normally what will happen if there is not sufficient amount of water, sufficient amount of nutrition, your battery automatically will be low. That means your cells will be working at 60. When you drink this water, it will automatically bump up to 80 to 90 or 100. So what happens when your cells are becoming with high energy? What happens is your BMR automatically, this is where when you look at, you want to go play some sports, after drinking terrace water, when you go down and play, you will be able to play a little longer. Why? You have more energy, because your body has absorbed that water. And you will, and this I think I have repeatedly told that when Eddie does your blood test, what you would see is first when he does, all the blood cells are clumped together. Then after drinking the terrace water 20 minutes, what you see, all the cells are rushing, like running for a race. But in reality what is happening is every cell, when the water is inside, it has a high energy. So when there is a high energy, it moves away. Actually, this is something called the fourth phase of water, which I think Dr. Gunbo has been explaining for a very long time. The fourth phase of water is when you expose anything to this, all the unwanted bacteria, everything starts moving away. And these are all, actually there is a lot of scientific community working on water and bringing out new areas of exposure to us for us to learn. So I am also learning in this way. And this particular resonated water becomes linear. That means they all stand in one queue, so that going inside the cell becomes much more easy. And they have very high energy. You saw 18 inches, very good energy. It can be boiled, and the long shelf life is longer, so you can keep it for a long time. You can bottle it and leave it, and we have seen up to 12 months. I think the water is still the same structure maintains, helps the DNA telomere, and there's a lot of epigenetic support it gives when you drink this water. All these are all, I am telling you, in a long run. So when you drink it for a long run, definitely there will be some kind of improvement. But there will be some other people, probably they are drinking for 8 months or 10 months, and they would say, I have not seen any difference. But what I would say is, if by chance you are looking at some real good benefits, you are drinking only water, right? You are not taking any supportive nutrients or other nutritional support, you are not taking. So in fact, I have been seeing a lot of people who are using terrace water, and they have come and seen me, but still they do have some deficiencies. So I feel once you correct the deficiencies, probably your health also will improve. So it's not that just the water alone can give a fantastic benefits in terms of disease control or in terms of reversal of diseases. So you need to look a little more wider and then start moving forward. What are the main benefits? Very simple, very easy to understand is, one is easy absorption. You drink it, it will get absorbed easily because your water molecule structure is very small. Now once your cells are hydrated very well, what happens? Toxic removal of waste will also be easy. That means cleansing process also is very easy. Then hydration of the cells happens automatically better, right? And automatically you will have a better absorption of nutrients. So when all these are happening, what happens? The benefit or the best results you will get is healthy cells, function of the cells are better, control of diseases will be much better, from illness maybe slowly or transforming yourself into a wellness. So that is, these are all good benefits you will get, but all depends on individual people and individual beings, as to how is their mindset, what kind of lifestyle they are leading. Everything plays. It's a collective phenomenon, it's not just one thing. Because most of the time I notice that most of the people who are all drinking terrace water, they would feel that I am drinking this water, doctor, but I don't find any changes, or I don't find any. Please let me tell you, you will be drinking, but what are the other factors? There are so many other factors you need to look at for you to become more healthier. That is where you need to see what your body is talking to you. Depending on that, you need to work and then take the best of whatever you can do for your body. Now, what are the advantages of terahertz water? Definitely the company has already done the research on this. It has boiled, put under pressure, sent x-rays. Now, very important is you should keep it in a glass container. If it is a glass container, definitely you can have, like our own jug what the company gives. If you can leave it there, you can leave it for even a longer period, is not a problem. And certification regarding the quality, especially from Singapore, they've already got the certification. But definitely it is always better to keep it in a mud pot or a glass or a food grade container or ceramic containers. Now, very important is it doesn't change the pH of water. This is very very important, because many times like if you are using an ionizer, definitely it can change the pH. You choose the pH, like how much you want the pH, 9, 9.5, 10, 10.5, you choose in an ionizer. But here you don't have anything to choose. You have a button to switch it on, and you automatically after 3 minutes resonating it will be off. This is what is the company has manufactured. So for you there is no headache of adjusting what exactly do you want. So by the device itself you need to understand that it only resonates, nothing else. By resonating you get all the good qualities of whatever you're looking for and whatever the company has given. Now what you need to do, do not keep it in a metal containers. That is the first advice. But by chance no other option, you have something, you can maximum keep it for 1 or 2 hours and then after that change it. But for example, if you are using a steel glass for you to drink water, just pour it and drink, is still okay. You're not, it's not going to change to a bigger extent where most of us will have a doubt, whether this is going to become like this. Or worst comes, what will happen, the molecular structure will, if probably from 7.6 of hertz what it has, it may increase it to 10 or 20 or 30 hertz. Still okay, because your body, if it can be up to around 50 to 55 hertz also, is still okay, your body can absorb. So not a big deal one. But definitely you cannot expose this water in a plastic container to the sunlight. Very very important, unless you are talking about a food grade container you are using. Even then, do not place it in your car for a very long time. It's not advisable. Now, as far as possible, I would request everyone, you should freshly prepare it and drink it. Maybe for maximum 1 or 2 days is still okay. What I normally do is prepare it in the jug and leave it. And for me, it's 2 days maximum. It's empty. 2 days is still longer, but 2 days is sufficient enough for us to use it. But if there are 2 3 people, I think one day you have to go on creating a new one. Now, do not terahertz in containers more than 1 feet. This is very very important. Do not use a bigger like Sprite bottle 10 liters and then you are terahertzing that. See, what will happen is definitely the rays has to penetrate until the bottom, isn't it? Now, how the water is going to get resonated if the container is so big? When the company has given a 3.5 liter jug, which is the maximum it can emit, is that 1 feet of distance where it emits, and the container is silicon infused. See the intelligence of the company. They have manufactured a silicon infused jug, so that when you resonate, it doesn't open out and go outside. It cannot penetrate the vessel and go outside. It contains inside. So that means the efficacy is much better when you resonate using the jug, and then you transform it into a bottle is definitely a better option. But many times I think smart people out there, what they will do is they will just buy a 5 liter can, 10 liter can, and resonate it directly. But it's the individual choices what they make, but ideally use the company's jug. And then of course you cannot use a device directly onto the skin thinking that the skin can be benefited. That's why the company came out with a blower device. Now the blower device is much more safer to be used onto the skin directly, but of course you need to keep it at a distance of minimum 3 to 4 inches away from the skin, and then use a terahertz spray, and then you use the blower for any aches and pains or any skin issues. But as far as possible, to uh, the face of course you can use, but still I would say avoid it directly onto the eyes, and especially to the face. Your distance must be slightly far away, and you need to use terahertz water spray before you use your blower. How do you prove yourself that you're drinking the water, and then what benefit can you see? Any blood test is the only one wherein a single drop hydration analysis which Eddie, Frankie, and all are doing it left and right. So please get yourself checked. You know where you stand, and then when you drink the water, definitely there is an advantage drinking this water. Now, who can? What are the tips for water resonation? Water must be pre-filtered. This is a very important instruction. I would like to let you know that it has to be a clean filtered water. Then if you have a reverse osmosis filter, it's still okay, no problem. But if you can add minerals to the water and resonate it, is always better, because just plain, see, reverse osmosis water is just a plain filtered totally water. Your TDS in a reverse osmosis will be zero. But if you can add a little bit of minerals to it and then resonate it and drink it, is definitely, you can do it, and definitely it's much better than drinking a plain bland water without any minerals. If you have ionized water system, please use between 8 to 8.5 pH is good enough. But if you're using a higher pH, definitely the resonation will be a good effect, will be more powerful, and the molecular structure is much smaller, absorption is much better. So you will not be able to drink this water for too long a time, maybe for a short period. Probably I would say if you have gone for a heavy lunch with a lot of oily food you are drinking, that time you can use 9 to 9.5 pH and you drink that water. It will neutralize the acidic situation, and then it will help you to move forward. And especially when you're resonating for people, your friends, what happens is you should know the source of water from where they are bringing, because when you resonate and give it to them and then something goes, like as I showed you, I just resonated the tap water. So there can be people who are just collecting the tap water and coming and tell, hey friend, please do resonate the water, and you also in the enthusiasm of doing something, you will resonate the water and give it to them. Now tap water will have heavy metals. These heavy metals will go inside your body much more easily than the normal drinking water, because normal, at least it will not penetrate inside, but when you resonate it, it becomes smaller molecule, so it can penetrate much easily into your cell. That is more dangerous, and things cannot be explained, and then you won't know what's happening. So in that way, please be clear, especially when you're resonating water from unknown sources. Do not resonate the water. Filtered river water, see here I'm mentioning a river water because people have asked me, doctor, there is a small river water going near my house, what should I do? So but it is always better, the purity of water, if they are very sure, then you can resonate. Otherwise, you better, it has to go through the filtration system, and then you can resonate it. And bottled water from reputed companies also, you can look into resonating. What you cannot do, definitely direct tap water cannot, then water sources which you don't know cannot, and water with impurities like heavy metal, you cannot resonate. Contaminated water definitely cannot. And boiled water from tap directly, there are a lot of people I see, they will collect the tap water directly, filled, what is it, boil it, and they are drinking it. I say you cannot resonate that water as well, because definitely the boiled water is free from bacteria but not from heavy metal. So avoid doing that. So saying that, you need to be a little more careful in choosing what kind of water you are going to resonate. Who can drink the water? This is a question everybody asks. You should know that all human beings and animals are eligible to drink water. That is the first. Drink water. Now when it comes up to terrace water, the properties of water is much better than the other water. So for today's, it's like today's world, will anybody use a landline phone? Have you seen last time we used to dial the number, the old phones? Why is that today we are not using that? We are all using the, the digital Android phones and all. It's a different concept totally. We are not going to the, so there are a lot of things which have changed over a period of time. So we have to go with the flow of the universe here, where there are a lot of new innovations, so we just go with it. So as long as they do not, whoever you're recommending, do not have multiple diseases, just be a little cautious and little careful when you're advising. If at all, if you are very concerned about their health, start with lower amount, means lesser, 250 ml to 300 ml, slowly, and then increase it. And if you have any diseases, then you must be taking caution in drinking it in moderation, slowly, and increase it. You can do it, but you have to be on a slow pace. Now please allow your body to adjust to terahertz water, because many times if you are drinking, gulping the water one shot, it may not, it is also not good for your body, because your body will be thinking, this fellow was drinking all the while this kind of water, now suddenly all the water molecule is very small, it can be penetrating inside, hydration is becoming much better. So you need to give your body to adapt. So always better go slow, and then you can help your body to adjust. See, ultimately it is basically adjusting to the situation. Now, special precautions I would definitely request is, if you are having cardiac issues, kidney issues, lung issues, or any other serious diseases, you need a medical guidelines and medical doctor to guide you and assist you, especially in terms of handling your disease, as well as your nutritional aspect, your food habits. The doctor knows better, so you get back to your doctor, but provided the doctor also knows something about the water, and that's when it will be easy for you to help yourself, and the doctor also can help you. And of course childrens can use it, but if you are looking at babies, I would say definitely you can just use it for bathing. But other than that, if you are looking at babies, they are still growing, so until the age of 2 years, best would be is you can mix a little bit of 50-50 of terrace water and 50% of the normal water, and then give it to the babies, will be definitely more safer for us to help for the babies. But otherwise, I would say until 2 years, directly do not give the terrace water, because it's a high energy water. So you need to understand that children's body is still growing, so in that way we need to be a little more double careful when we are talking about giving this water, because there is no proof where we have how much can be given for the baby. So in that way, such of those who wants to 2 years plus, you need to mix it with 50%, 50%. Always try with lesser amount, slowly see how the child is improving or adjusting to the water, and then you can move forward. So at the end of the day, definitely water has energy, number one, and for energy to move in, for the energy to act, water is necessary. So in every given situation, it's a win-win situation. So how you are going to handle the water is in your hands. So saying that, you need to take responsibility and take charge of yourself. Now, water absorbs energy. As I told you, water absorbs energy. So you need to watch what you think, because when you think, it comes out as a vibration, and that in turn the water will absorb it. So especially if you are drinking water and you are sending a lot of unfavorable vibration in the form of thought patterns, especially having high expectation, thinking that your diseases will be cured, and you will feel so much relief after drinking this water. Yes, but it's a normal. I wish that every person wants to get healed, but I would question is, what have you been doing all the while? If you have been doing good things to your body, first of all, the disease should not come inside your body. That is the first thing you need to understand. You have failed in many areas. That's the reason today you are facing the disease. Now, what you need to do? Today you have the disease. It's still okay, no issues. What you need to do? Start working how to reverse. So it's always told that if you have a disease for 1 year, you still need to work another 1 year for you to slowly reverse back. But when you get a disease, definitely the disease has been there in the process for at least minimum 3 to 4 years. They always say, if today the doctor diagnoses you to have a diabetes, it is being told that 2 to 3 years before only doctor would have told you are a borderline diabetic, you need to be careful, you need to be watching your diet. All this they would have told, but by the time you really realize that you have diabetes is already 3 years. So, for you to reverse the same diabetes, you need to work for another 3 years for you to reverse back the disease. So, it's always a give and take policy, which you need to understand your body and start working on it. Now, birds of the same feather flock together. Once again, to close down, also, I am using the same slide is because you need to create good vibration in you, so that you attract the same frequency of people around you, so that everybody starts working together, and then you start moving forward and helping others. So always on this planet earth, the more you give, the more you get back. So saying that, we all are on this planet here for the only purpose is we are here to come and give, not to take anything from here, because we can't take anything from this universe. We are here to give. So The terrace water is something so beautiful that you can start donating the water. You can share it with your friends. There are a lot of good benefits available when you drink this water. So when the good things are there, please do share. So saying that, until I meet you back again, definitely with loads of abundance to you. Million thanks to every one of you. And I would like to give back this one to Madam Lee. Madam Lee, back to you once again. Thank you very much and have a wonderful week ahead.
Thank you, Dr. Prabhu. Thank you so much. Okay. Can I be heard? Okay. Yeah. That's how Dr. Prabhu mentioned. True. Huh? The most beautiful creatures are found deep in the ocean. We have seen so many videos shared in the Facebook by our friends through the WhatsApp. They have shown us all the strange species which are so unique, and they are so special and so beautiful, and they are living freely in all the different parts of the ocean. So water is such an important essential ingredient in our daily life. But still, we need to be diligent and wise enough in choosing the right healthy, fine molecular water to feed ourselves. Don't you agree? With the discovery of terahertz water, it really helps to transport either your medication or nutrition right into your body, meeting the needs of your different organs. Detox, replenish, revitalize. That's the reason we could receive so many good and fantastic feedback or testimonies. Some are so touching. Those whom many doctors have given up on them. Getting to know the terahertz water and giving themselves a try. After all, it's just water. So after consuming, spraying, and even soaking their feet, some gradually improve their health, and some miraculously recovered. What a joy when I heard those testimonies. Usually when I heard this kind of testimony, my heart also not just joyful, but I'm so overjoyed, Sometimes I even shed my tears. Yesterday, during the Hokkien Zoom sharing, there is a mother who shared testimony, and when she was sharing with tears, and it's so touching. And I heard so many of my friends, they call me later. They said, wow, the testimony really touched their heart. This boy, it was from Canada. This boy is only 12 years old, and long term he was having cough, and it turned into chest pain, and later with the prolonged fever. The report shows September 2020, he was diagnosed as thoracic tumor, and then chemo 2 times to reduce the tumor size before his operation. Then November 2020, to remove a mass of 6.2 times 2, 6.1, 9.9, and then he continued again the chemo 4 times. Just imagine, it's just a boy, 12 years old. And in May 2021, the CT scan showed the increment of the mass size. See how the mother felt, seeing the son going through the suffering. And in June 2021, start taking terahertz water. And overall, you could see the improvement of appetite, sleep, and no more constipation. And in September 2021, when he went for the CT scan again, wow, the CT scan showed the total disappearance of this mediastinal mass and the reading, the normal becomes normal. All the reading tests all becomes normal. So the mother was crying when she was sharing. It's so touching. So many of us, when we heard, we also, our tears just flow. And, after, in the evening, a friend, a mother also of two boys, who usually comes to my house to collect water. And this time, when she came, and she was, was telling me, hey, I think you give me another 1 or 2 weeks. I will tell my husband, I'm going to order, I'm going to take an order for the device. Because this friend, this mother, she was having a bit of depression due to last year when the MCO started, and then I even accompanied her to this psychiatric doctors, and she was because so worried about the husband would lose the job, and her blood pressure just shoot up. And I also had to accompany her to go and see a few times the doctors, and then always she will come to me and I will console her, comfort her, and thank God her husband in the end didn't lose the job. And this beginning of the year, she came because last year I haven't get to know about the Karen water. Only at the end of last year, around November, then only I get to know Karen water. And this year, beginning of the year, she came to me again because she found she had this thyroid. And when she coughs, sometimes there's some blood came out also. So she's very worried and keep coming to me, asking me accompany her to Penang to go and see the specialist, in the private hospital. And I comforted her at the time. I said, why not you take this water? Try this terahertz water. So she came. A few days, she'll come and collect the water. And about after around 2-3 months, wow, she said no more coughing out blood. And she found the thyroid, when she touched her this neck, she couldn't find the nodules already. And she was very happy. She went back to the doctor also. And then the doctor also find that she couldn't find the nodules. Really thank God for such testimony. And after that, she used to come for water. Because I dare not, ask her to get the device yet. Because the husband just got back the job. But yesterday, when she was in the Hokkien Zoom, after listening to the Zoom, wow, she came in the evening to collect water, and she just told me, I discussed with my husband, I think I better get one myself. Oh yes, because she has 2 boys. They are still studying in primary school. So she asked me whether can give the water to the children. I said, why not? It's just water. You bring water, and you also seeing how I just use the device and scan the water. I didn't add anything into the water. And he said, oh yeah. So Later, she gives the children to drink the water. And since then, after drinking the terrace water, the two children, they were telling the mother, I think I don't want to drink our house water. Auntie Teresa's water tastes nicer. No? Wow. Really, the children, they are so sensitive. They are able to know our terrace water tastes better. Thank God for our terrace water. Okay, and I think we can open now for some questions.